Students, welcome to Tungal online classes. Today we are going to start the second PU syllabus. In the second PU syllabus, the first chapter is the electric charges and fields. The first chapter is here electric charges and fields. This is our first chapter. This chapter, first chapter and second chapter, these two chapters are comes under the one part of the physics is that is called as electrostatics. Before starting this chapter, we study what is electrostatics. Now here electrostatics. Now we are studying the electrostatics. Students, what is the electrostatics? Electrostatics is a branch of a physics. It is a what is here? Branch of a physics. Electrostatics is a branch of a physics. It deals about static charges. Static charges. What is mean by the static charges? Static charges means the charges at which position? Rest position. Now in this chapter we study about the static charges. Static charges means charges at rest. Charges at rest position. And in this chapter, in this electrostatics, we can study. We study about the electric field. Some concepts we can study here. What are the concepts means? Electric fields. Here, electric fields, electric forces, electric field and electric force. Now another one is called as electrostatic potential. Electrostatic potential, capacitance, etc. These concepts we can study in this chapter. Means we can study about the fields and what is here electric fields and in the name also is electric charge and fields and electric forces. In this chapter we can study the electric forces and we study the electrostatic potential and what is their capacitance, etc. These all we can study in this chapter. These all concepts we can study in this chapter means in this electrostatics. Now first chapter in our syllabus, electric charges and fields. In this chapter we can study about the charges and what is their fields and force. This concept we can study in the first chapter. Another second chapter is that chapter is electrostatic potential and capacitance. This is the second chapter in the second PU syllabus. That is also comes under the electrostatics. In that chapter we can study the potential difference and capacitance. Right. This is the electrostatics. Electrostatics is a branch of a physics. It deals about which charges here? Static charges. Charges at the rest position. That we are studying in this chapter. In this electrostatics. Okay. Next here, what is a charge? Before starting this chapter, I am starting now electric charges and fields. First we discuss what is electrostatics. Electrostatics is a branch of physics. It deals about the static charges or charges at the rest position. Now here before starting this chapter, the first concept in this chapter is here what is here? That is charge. Charge is a first concept. Now, here charge means it is a fundamental property of a matter. Charge is a fundamental property. Fundamental property of a matter. Charge is a fundamental property of a matter. It produces, means a charge can produce and experiences. Charge, it can be produces and experiences electric fields and magnetic fields. What is the meaning of this one? See here, charge is a fundamental property of a matter. It is one fundamental mass. Mass, we know that it is a fundamental property of a matter. Similar to the mass, here charge is also fundamental property of a matter. It produces electric fields and magnetic fields. When electric field produces, when magnetic field produces, we can see. Now it produces electric field and magnetic fields, and it experiences electric field and magnetic field. When it is passing through the electric field, charge is passing through the electric field. On that charge, the electric force is acting. When the charge is passing through the magnetic field, on that charge, magnetic force is acting. So that's the reason we are saying that it experiences electric fields and magnetic fields. Means when it is going through the charge is going through the electric field or magnetic field. Here when going through the electric field, electric force is acting on the charge. When going through the magnetic field, magnetic force is acting on the charge. That's why in the definition we are writing here that it produces and experiences electric fields and what is here? Magnetic fields. This is called as a charge. This is a simple. It is a one fundamental property of a matter. It produces and experiences electric fields and what is here? Magnetic fields. This is basic definition of the charge. Now, the charge is simply denoted with Q or capital Q also. Right? This is a symbol of the charge. Now, the SI unit of the charge is Coulomb. Coulomb is a SI unit of the charge. This is simply denoted with C. Coulomb. Now, another one is CGS unit is there. CGS unit of charge. Static Coulomb. Unit is static Coulomb. STC. Static Coulomb. This is another name is also is there. This is called as a electrostatic unit. CGS unit or electrostatic unit also. We can call as electrostatic unit. Right. Now the SI unit of the charge is Coulomb. CGS unit of the charge is what is that? Static Coulomb. Now here charge is a scalar quantity. Charge is a which quantity? Scalar quantity. It is having only magnitude but not direction. It is having only magnitude but not a direction. That's the reason we are saying that charge is a which quantity? A scalar quantity. This is general information about the charge. Here charge is a fundamental property of a matter. It produces and experiences electric fields and magnetic fields. This denoted with Q, small q or capital Q. Now SI unit of the charge is Coulomb. CGS unit of the charge is static Coulomb. Now this is another unit. This is called as this is a CGS unit of the charge or electrostatic unit of the charge is static Coulomb. Now charge is a which quantity? A scalar quantity. This is general information about the charge. Right. Listen here. See students here. Now when charge can be produces an electric field. Only electric field when produces. When it can produce an electric field and magnetic field. When it produces an electromagnetic fields. This is condition is very important here. Now suppose the charge we have taken and the charge is at rest. First condition I am telling here, charge is at rest. Charge is at rest means a static charge. Here this can be produces only electric field. Produces only electric field. Charge is at rest position or static charges only produces electric fields. Now here next one is a charge is in motion. But another condition is said, charge is in motion, it is moving with a constant velocity. Constant velocity means acceleration is 0. Now in this case it produces electric field and magnetic field. It produces both fields. When the charge is in the motion, it produces an electric field and magnetic field. Now, yeah, that is how it produces a magnetic field. We can study in the what is the magnet, moving charges and magnetism chapter is there, that we can study clear. But just you have to remember that when the charge is in the motion, but in this case the charge is moving with constant velocity, it produces a electric field and what is here, magnetic fields. Now here third case also we are saying that charge is in motion. Charge is in motion, but it is not moving with constant velocity. This is called as an accelerated motion. Accelerated motion. Or this is called as an oscillatory motion. Or called as a oscillatory motion. Means acceleration is not equal to 0. Means that is called as accelerated charges or oscillatory charges. Accelerated motion or oscillatory motion means accelerated charges or oscillatory charges that can be produced as the electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves. When electromagnetic waves can be produced, electromagnetic waves are produced when the charge is in motion. But that motion is accelerated motion or oscillatory motion. In this case, acceleration is not equal to 0. Very important point. Here, acceleration is 0. It produces electric field and magnetic field. In this case, what is here? Charge is moving with constant velocity. Here, charge is not moving with constant velocity. So, this motion is called as accelerated motion. In this case, here, charge can be produced as which waves here? Electromagnetic waves. These are the three conditions. Right. Now, here when the charge can be produced as electric field, or when charge can be produced as electric field and magnetic field, when charge can be produced as electromagnetic waves, we discussed it clear. Next, we know that here that is matter. Matter is made up of molecules. The molecules are made up of the atoms. Matter is made up of with what is here? Matter is made up of atoms. Directly I am writing. Actually, matter is made up of with molecules. The molecules are made up of the atoms. Now, the atom consists of the central part. Central part of the atom is called as a central core of the atom, or central part of the atom is called as a nucleus. Here, central part of the atom I am considered as this. Suppose I am considered as an atom. This is central part is this central part is called as a simply I am showing here. This central part is called as nucleus. This nucleus is consist of the two elementary particles. That two elementary particles are what is here? Proton and what is here? Neutron. Protons and neutrons. Not only one. Many number of protons are there Many number of neutrons are there. Protons and neutrons. Nucleus is consist of the protons and neutrons. Now around the nucleus, this is suppose I am considered as a nucleus. Here around the nucleus, what is here? This is considered as a nucleus. Around the nucleus, what are revolving here? Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Right? Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Now this is inside the nucleus that is two elementary particles are there, protons and neutrons. Here protons are having the positive charge. This is called as a positively charged particle. This is a chargeless particle or uncharged particle. This is called as uncharged particle. But electrons are revolving around the nucleus. This is having the negative charge. Right? But the atom is electrically neutral. Why electrically neutral? I am saying that students, the atom is electrically neutral. Why electrically neutral? Because the total positive charge in the atom is balanced by the total negative charge in the atom. Why? Because here the number of protons in the atom is always equal to the number of electrons in the atom. Here protons are having the positive charge, electrons are having the negative charge. Magnitude is same. Here proton and electrons are having the charges, that magnitudes are the same. Suppose I am saying that here charge of proton is equal to 1.6 into 10 power of minus 19 coulomb. This is a plus value. That is a plus value. Why plus means the proton having the positive charge. Now charge of electron, here minus 1.6 into 10 power of minus 19 coulombs. This is when taking the sign also. But see that here this magnitude and this magnitude is same. Charge of the proton and the charge of the electron both are having the same magnitudes. Magnitude is not changed here, but both are having the opposite sign. Here we know that here number of protons, how many number of protons in the atom is there, same number of the electrons is there. Here we are saying that number of protons inside the atom is always equal to the number of electrons inside the atom. Same number is there. Suppose this is a number of protons 2 is there. Number of electrons also 2. Here that is a proton charge is, here simply we are saying that plus E. Electron charge is minus E. That plus E value is 1.6 into 10 power of minus 19 coulombs. Minus E value is minus 1.6 into 10 power of minus 19 coulombs. See that suppose the atom is consist of the, for example I am taken. Here for example the one atom is having the 2 number of the protons is there, 2 number of the electrons also. Why? Number of protons inside the atom is equal to number of electrons inside the atom, both are the same. So here what is the number of protons charge is 2e, number of electron charge is 2e into minus e, because minus is there. Here 2e, what is there, 2e minus 2e is equal to what is there, 0. So what is there, the total charge of the atom, that is total charge of the atom is equal to always total charge of atom is equal to sum of the charges of the protons and the sum of the charges of the electrons. Here sum of the charges of the proton means 2e plus 2 into minus e. What we are getting here? 0 we are getting. That's the reason we are saying that here the atom is electrically neutral. Why electrically neutral means the total positive charge inside the atom is always balanced by the total negative charge inside the atom. Both are the same is there. That's the reason they are cancelling each other. The total charge of the atom becomes to be 0. So the atom is electrically neutral. That is the reason we are saying that the atom is electrically neutral, but proton is having the positive charge, electrons are having the negative charge, but neutrons is an uncharged particle, this is having the no charge. Here always the charge of the proton and the charge of the electron magnitude is same. Magnitude means 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. This is also 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. But proton is having the positive charge, electron is having the negative charge. This point we have to Remember. Right, this is the general introduction about the atom, how the charges are there, we will discuss it. Now, next we will discuss here next concept is here point charges. What is mean by the point charges? Right. The size of the charged bodies. Any charged body we are taken. The size of the charged bodies is very small in comparison to the size of the charged bodies is very small in comparison to the distance between them. Size of the charged bodies is very small in comparison to the distance between them. Then that charged bodies are called as point charges. The size of the charged bodies is very small in comparison to the what is here distance between them. Means suppose we are taken as a two charged bodies. Here this is the size of these two charged bodies are very small in comparison to the distance between them. The distance between these two are taken as a r, for example. This r value is very large here in comparison to the this size of the bodies. Or another way we are saying that the size of the charged bodies is very small in comparison to the distance between the two charged bodies. This is a two charged bodies is a this size is very small in comparison to the distance between them. Then these two charged bodies are called as which charges here? Point charges. Point charges andre enadu? Point charges means here the size of the charged bodies is very small in comparison to distance between them, and whatever maybe their separation is there in between the two charged bodies, that separation always larger than the size of the charged bodies. Then that charged bodies are called as which charges here? The charged bodies are called as point charges. Okay, this is a general definition of the point charges. Next, suppose one body loses the electrons. What happens? Any body loses the electrons. What happens? Losing of the electrons. When it is loses the electrons, that body becomes to be positive charge. If your body loses an electrons, a body loses an electron, it becomes positive charge. It becomes positive charge. Now, if a body gains an electron, it becomes negative charge. Means the taking of electrons, it becomes to be negative charge. Losing of electrons, it becomes to be positive charge. Any body loses an electron, it becomes to be positive charge. Why means it losing the electrons? If any body gains an electron, it becomes to be which charge here? Negative charge. For example, we have taken one sodium atom. Sodium atom is losing the electron. One electron it can be losses Na plus E minus. Means sodium atom becomes to be which charge here? Positive charge. Right? Suppose chlorine is a, suppose it takes the one electron, it gains the electron, it becoms to be what is here? Cl minus. Means it becomes to be which charge here? Negative charge. Means any body loses an electron, it becomes to be positive charge. Any body gains an electron, it becomes to be negative charge. My question is that here what happens to the mass of the bodies? Right? Suppose any body here, suppose if a body loses an electron, its mass increases or decreases? Its mass decreases. Why decreases? What is the reason is that? The reason is that, yes, it losing the some electron. Electron means the electron mass also losses. Here generally the mass of the electron, here mass of the electron value is 9.1 into 10 power of minus 31 kg. This value also remember students. Here mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 power of minus 31. What is here kg here? 9.1 into 10 power of minus 31 kg. This is the mass of the electron. Suppose if a body losses an electron means its mass also losses. Why losses? Because electrons are losses. So that's the reason its mass is decreases. If a body gains an electron, if a body gains an electron, its mass increases. Why? It taking some electron. Taking electron means some mass is taking. That's the reason here its mass is increases. Any body losses an electron, its mass is decreases. Any body gains an electron, its mass is what is here increases. This is very important point here. Right, mass of the electron generally remember this value 9.1 into 10 power of minus 31 kg. This value is very important in the solving the numericals. Now charge of the electron, charge of the proton, and what is their mass of the electron, mass of the proton also important. That is the mass of the proton and mass of the neutron. Nearly that value considered as 1.672 into 10 power of minus 27 kg. Some difference is there in between proton and neutron, but generally we consider that 1.672 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. This is the mass of the proton and mass of the neutron value. Mass of the electron value is 9.1 into 10 power of minus 31 kg. This is used for solving of the problems. Right. Here, from this concept, here we concluded that charges are generally available in two types. One is called as a positive charge, another one is called as a negative charge. Here, first one is called as a positive charge. Charges are two types. Charges are two types. One is called as a positive charge. Another one is called as a negative charge. Charges are two types. One is called as a positive charge. Another one is called as a negative charge. Right. Next, we can study the methods of charging. Next, I am writing here methods of charging. Methods of charging. Methods of charging, or this is called as a electrification. What is meant by the electrification, or what is meant by the methods of charging? The process of, this is one process. The process of charge giving to the body or given to the body. The process of charge giving to the body. The process of charge giving to the body or given to the body, anyhow, giving to the body is called electrification. Means in which process the charge is given to the body or charge is produced on the body. That is called as what is here electrification, or that is called as a methods of charging. The process of charge given to the body or giving to the body is called as what is here electrification. Now there are the three methods for charging of the bodies. Here first one is called as a charging by friction. First method is called as a charging by friction. Very important methods is that. Here second one is called as a charging by conduction. Third one is called as a charging by induction. These are the three methods. There are three methods. That is called as a methods of charging. First one is called as charging by friction. Here what is there? Second one is charging by conduction. Third one is called as charging by induction. These are the three methods we are using for charging the bodies, that is called as a methods of charging or electrification. Means electrification means charge giving to the body. The process of charge giving to the body is called as electrification. Now we will discuss one by one that three methods. Here first method is called as a, here what is here, charging by friction. Charging by friction. First method I am discussing, that is charging by friction. What is the charging by friction? Listen here. Here in this method, two uncharged bodies considered. Uncharged bodies are considered. Now two uncharged bodies are, initially both the bodies are having no charges. Uncharged bodies are considered. Now in this method, two bodies are rubbed with each other. Rubbing means, that's the reason we are saying that charging by friction. Two bodies are rubbed with each other. This is one body, this is another body is there. These two bodies are rubbed with each other. Now here what is here, in this method two bodies are rubbed with each other. Here two bodies are considered. They are rubbed with each other. Rubbed with each other. First, initially both are two uncharged bodies. They are taken, they are rubbed with each other. When rubbed with each other, one body, the electrons are, simply we are saying that electrons are transferring from one body to another body, because when rubbing the two bodies, the electrons are transferring from one body to another body. This is also important point. Electrons are transferred from one body to another body. One body to another body. Electrons are transferring from one body to another body. Here, the body, in these two bodies we are considered, or two bodies are we are considered here. Now two objects are considered. Now the body which loses electrons, the body which loses electrons, it becomes which charge? Already we know that any body loses electron, it becomes to be which charge here? Positive charge. Right. Here two bodies are rubbed with each other. Electrons are transferring from one body to another body. The body which loses electrons, it becomes to be positive charge. Here the body which gains an electrons, which gains an electrons, the body which gains an electrons, it becomes to be which charge here? Negative charge. Already we know that any body loses an electron, it becomes to be positive charge. Any body gains an electron, it becomes to be negative charge. Here the body which loses an electron, it becomes to be positive charge. The body which gains an electron, it becomes to be negative charge. What we understand in this process? We understand that, here see that students, what we understand in this process here. Here first, initially two uncharged bodies are considered, but after rubbing, one body becomes to be positive charge, another body becomes to be negative charge. Here from this we understand the one concept here. Here in this process, we get opposite kind of charges. Opposite kind of charges, because another methods are coming here. In that methods also different types of charges are coming here, comparison to this one. Now that's why we are saying that in this process we get opposite kind of charges, not same kind of charges, opposite kind of charges. Here one is becomes to be positive, another one is becomes to be negative. One body is becomes to be positive, another body is becomes to be negative, means in this process we get the opposite kind of charges, not same kind. Same means a negative, negative. Positive, positive, same kind. The opposite means one is a positive, another one is negative. So in this process we get the opposite kind of charges. Right? Now in this method, two bodies are physically touched with each other. This is also important point here. Physically touched with each other. In this process, two bodies are physically touched with each other. Rubbing means physically touching. Physically touched with each other. In this process, we get the opposite kind of the charges. Okay. Now this method is called as a, what is here, charging by friction method. We can understand using the one example also. Suppose I am taken the one glass rod. Glass rod is rubbed with. Initially glass rod having no charge. Okay. Now glass rod is I am rubbed with the, what is here, silk cloth. Silk cloth. Glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth here. Here suppose initially the glass rod and silk cloth both are uncharged bodies. Charge is 0. The system charge is 0. This is totally considered as a system. See there. Here system charge is 0. Because both are the uncharged bodies. Right? Here glass rod is uncharged and silk cloth also uncharged initially. And consider that two uncharged bodies are considered. Glass rod is uncharged, silk cloth also uncharged. Here both are rubbed with each other. Some electrons are transferring from glass rod to silk cloth. For example, I am taken. Two electrons are transferring from glass rod to silk cloth. Now two electrons are transferred. Now the glass rod loses an electron. It becomes to be positive charge, plus 2e it becomes. Because it is losing the electrons. Silk cloth gaining the electrons. It becomes to be minus 2e. This is I have taken as for example. You can take 3 also, 4 also. Now glass rod is rubbed with the silk cloth. Electrons are transferring from glass rod to silk cloth. For example, I am taken as a 2 electron for understanding purpose. Now glass rod is losing the electrons. It becomes to be positive charge. That becomes to be plus 2e. Silk cloth is gains the electron. It becomes to be negative charge, minus 2e. Here after rubbing also the total charge of the system is there. Plus 2e minus 2e equal to 0. What you understand? The charge neither be created nor be destroyed. It is transferring from one body to another body. Say initially the system charge is 0. After rubbing also system charge is 0. But here one body is becomes to be positive charge. Which becomes to be positive charge? Glass rod is becomes to be positive charge. Silk cloth is becomes to be negative charge. Here this method is called as a, which method here? Charging by friction. We get the one doubt. Charge is transferring from one body to another body. Charge loss takes place. Charge not loss cannot be takes place anywhere. The charge is transferring from one body to another body only. See that initially the total charge of the system is 0. After rubbing also total charge of the system is 0. Just the charge is transferring from one body to another body. This method is called as, what is here? Charging by friction method. Right? Okay students, we stop here. Here continue in the next class. That is charging by conduction method and charging by induction method. We will discuss in the next class. Here based on today class, I am giving the some questions. These questions you write the answers and send it to the respective lecturers. That questions answers you have to send here. Based on the everyday class, we are giving the some questions. You write the answers. First watch the video and write the answers and send it to the respective lecturers regularly. Okay. Now I am giving the some questions based on the today's lecture. Okay. Now I am writing the questions. First question is, define charge. Define charge. Yeah. Second question is, what is the SI unit of charge? SI unit of charge. Define point charges. Define point charges. Define point charges. write the value of charge of electron and mass of electron. Mass of electron. Next, fifth question is what is electrification? Explain charging by friction. Okay, these are the 5 questions. What is define charge? What is the SI unit of the charge? Define point charges. Write the value of charge of electron and mass of electron. Next question is what is electrification? Explain the charging by friction method. Charging by friction method. Write this questions answers and send it to the respective lecturers and watch the video regularly. Then only you can write these answers. Okay, thank you.